Gets us right into our parenting SOS today. Summer, of course, means plenty of traveling and all the stress that comes with it. And if your child has ADHD, autism, or anxiety, it can be even more challenging for families. One mom, though, is sharing her expertise. Debbie Reber is the author of Differently Wired: Raising an Exceptional Child in a Conventional World. There's the book cover there. Well, Debbie joins us in studio. Welcome this afternoon. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
So you wrote this based on your own personal experience. Tell us about that.
Yeah, I have a differently wired 13-year-old son who is twice exceptional. He's gifted ADHD and Asperger's, and I have been down this path, and there's not a lot of guideposts to lead along the way, so I wrote this book to help other parents like me.
So the notes that I saw in our morning meeting, it sounded like having a schedule, no surprises, letting your son or daughter know well in advance what's going to take place is very important.
It's so important for all kids, really, but for differently wired kids, that sense of unpredictability is really dysregulating. So the more advance you can give, notice you can give them and a heads up, the calmer they can transition.
Did you find summer vacations were always the worst? And was it because of that irregularity, no schedule? Was that the hardest part about it?
Yeah, so routines are really important for a lot of differently wired kids. So when there's no routine, that's really challenging. And then there's this idea that, especially vacations, kids have expectations, parents have expectations, and sometimes we're not communicating, and that's where a lot of the problems can happen.
And what happened exactly in your experience or when you talk to other families?
Yeah, I think, you know, for parents especially, we're like, oh, we can go hang out by the pool this summer. And, you know, we have this picture of really relaxing summer days and playgrounds and parks.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, and it doesn't always work out that way. That child may think they're going to be playing Minecraft all day inside, or they may not want to go to the camps we signed them up for. And so there's this constant battle.
What about choosing a mode of transportation? You know, flying, driving. Let's say you haven't taken a long car trip before, your son or daughter hasn't been on a plane before.
Yeah.
What do you suggest in setting up to the decision of how to travel?
Well, I really believe in preparation. So when we travel a lot in my family, and I start a couple weeks ahead of time creating a schedule, an expectation. This is what it's going to look like. This is the day we're leaving. What do we need to make this car trip or this plane trip successful? So there's a lot of proactive planning involved.
So sort of a family meeting, which is one of your big tips.
Yes.
And how do you go about, do you just do that once? Do you kind of reiterate your plans multiple times leading up to the vacation?
That's a great question. I advocate for a beginning of holiday family meeting where you get it all out on the table. Everyone talks about what they envision for their summer, so you can get real about what's actually going to happen, and then having a daily check-in. So that the big meeting happens once, but then every morning or maybe the night before, recapping, this is what's happening today, or this is what's happening in the morning. So we're always reminding them.
That's probably great advice for any
everybody,
family,
yeah.
right?
Absolutely. Yeah. A summer holiday calendar, what goes into that exactly? How do you set that up?
Yeah, I really think it's great to have it on the wall of the kitchen or somewhere, and if a child isn't reading yet, you can use pictures, but something that's a visual reminder that shows anything out of the ordinary happening, a dentist appointment, a play date, a week away at grandma's, whatever it is. And then you can, again, check in with that every day so the kids are getting the message, you know, this is happening, and they can mentally prepare.
What about just throwing it out there? What would you like to do? Or do you find it is actually better to say this is what we're doing as far as the planning?
I think it's great to get kids involved, you know, and maybe they get to plan one day a week that's kind of their ideal outing. Absolutely. The more they can feel in control, the happier they're going to be. And
you stress that it's important to plan time for self-care. So how does that work?
Yeah, and I'm not talking about a spa day,
although a massage.
If you can fit it in, do it.
But at least sleeping in. Tell me you're talking about that.
Well, I'm just, you know, I think, especially with challenging kids, we feel often as parents of them that we don't have a lot of control in our lives. So even, you know, it could be as little as putting on Michael Jackson while you're getting the kids lunches, you know, just something that's for you that feels a little like, okay, I'm taking care of my needs today. Yeah.
Okay, a little off the wall. I'll try to include that CD in our next trip.
Where are your favorite places to go on vacation with your family?
We live in Europe now, so we have the luxury of traveling, you know, to Scotland, and that's kind of one of our favorite places. And just getting out in nature, anywhere that we can hike, we are a very happy family.
So you are proof that you can absolutely do it.
Absolutely. Yep. We taught him how to travel, and now he loves it.
Wonderful. Yeah. Well, great advice. advice. You actually have a book signing tonight.
I do.
Where people can come and see you, an evening with Debbie Reber. That's tonight at 7 o'clock at Annie Bloom's Books, which is on Southwest Capitol Highway. Where can people go to learn more about your story, or do you have a website?
Yeah, I have a website. It's tiltparenting.com, and I have a weekly podcast where I interview experts specifically to support parents like me.
Wonderful. Well, Debbie, thank you so much. Enjoy the nice weather while you're in town.
I will. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Well, today's Good Eats is perfect for a hot Portland day.